Smash that like button.
Smash
Smash it for the focaccia.
Yes.
If not for us, then for the focaccia.
For the focaccia. Hey folks, Zoe Maya here. Welcome back to Haven's Kitchen. I'm so excited to make our herby chimichurri focaccia bread for you today. I prepared this dough earlier today because it's a little bit of a process, but it's so worth it. My girl Courtney's coming over for a little wine down, and I wanted to make sure to have a delicious snack to go with the wine. We love this recipe because it's so great for a party. I mean, what is better than fresh, hot bread? So the first thing you want to do is start making your dough. Focaccia dough is super easy and simple to make. You don't need to knead it. You just mix it in a bowl and let it rise. You want to start with lukewarm water. This is about 2.5 cups of water. Pour that into your bowl. You don't want it to be too hot because that will kill your yeast. Next, we have 2 packets of active dry yeast, which we'll sprinkle over the surface of the water. Lastly, we'll stir in a few tablespoons of honey. Give everything a stir and wait until it starts getting bubbly, about 5 minutes. If your yeast doesn't start bubbling up after 5 minutes, that means it's no longer active and you need to toss this mix and start over with fresh yeast. Once your yeast is bubbly and floating to the surface, it's time to add your flour and your salt. You're gonna do about 5 cups or 625 grams if you're using a scale. Next, you'll just mix this gently with a wooden spoon until you have no more dry spots of flour left. Once your dough is at this nice shaggy and wet stage, you can go ahead and prepare your bowl, which is where your dough will rise. You'll want to pour a few tablespoons of olive oil into the bowl and just rub it around and make sure that the sides are well oiled. Next, dump your dough in. And now add your salt. Once your dough's mixed and it's in its olive oil bath, you'll cover it with a cloth and put it in a warm place for an hour. Bye-bye-o. Once your dough has doubled in size, you can see it's quite alive and full of air. What you want to do is cover your hand with just a little bit of olive oil. You're gonna punch down the dough on the sides, release it from the bowl, and then starting from the back toward the front, you're gonna grab a nice bit of dough and just fold it over the top and do the same on all 4 sides. You can rotate the bowl if that makes it easier for you. That's what I like to do. And then go over it once more. Just bring the outside toward the center. And that's it. We'll cover this with our towel again and wait until it doubles in size once more. So this is our second rise on our dough. Again, I'm gonna repeat the same steps as last time. Cover my hand in a tiny bit of olive oil. Separate the dough a bit from each edge. And then I'll take some dough in my hand, grasp it and stretch it across the top, turn my bowl, and do this in all 4 directions. Once I've got that done, I'm just going to take from underneath, bring the outside in toward the middle, all around the circle. A nice stretch is an important part of the process. Okay, we'll cover with our cloth again and wait for this to double in size one more time. Now that our dough has doubled in size, I'm going to prepare this sheet pan and transfer our dough for a final rise. The first thing I want to do is give a nice, generous glug of olive oil. You want to use really good quality olive oil here because the dough is going to absorb all of that deliciousness and it's really going to flavor the dough. So I'll start just with my hands, rubbing this olive oil all over the pan. Be generous and treat yourself. Once our pan is oiled, I'll just pour this dough right in. I don't want to lose too much of the volume and air that we've created. So just kind of gently push until you get all of that dough into the tray. Gorgeous. Now I'm going to take my oiled hands, I'm going to reach under the dough and just make sure that it reaches all of the edges of the pan. And I'll set it aside to double in size one more time. But where's Courtney with the wine? Hey!
Hey,
Thanks
how
for
are you,
coming.
babe?
So next, what we're gonna do is prepare our dough. I made it super, super easy. It's just flour, honey, yeast, olive oil, and salt. It's risen all day, so it's gotten jiggly, bubbly,
Oh, look at those
delicious.
jiggles.
So many
Can I touch
jiggles.
it?
Yes, you can get jiggle with it. I figured some feta and some olives would be really, really delicious with this wine that you brought. And so really at this point, we're just garnishing it, making it super beautiful. And then we're gonna put so much herby chimichurri on here after it's baked, so it soaks up all of that flavor and goodness.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Yay!
But first, wine?
Definitely.
All right, let's do this.
Thank you.
Matches your apron.
I know.
Here's a toast to toast.
So the tip here is that when I dip, you dip.
We dip?
Exactly.
Ooh.
So we're gonna start by dimpling this dough. Everybody loves a dimple moment. Again, you wanna rub your hands with olive oil, get them nice and oily. This is a good moisturizer for your hands, but it also makes sure that the dough doesn't stick. And then you're gonna start from one end to the other and really just dimple that dough. What that's going to do, you wanna try it? It's really fun.
It looks therapeutic.
Yeah. What that does is allows for the dough to bake evenly all across the sheet tray instead of puffing up too much in the center. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It feels good.
This is so cool. Like the way that I just love fluffy, yeasty breads like this, it brings me joy.
Yes.
Oh, the baby bubbles.
And don't worry, we'll get more bubbles as we bake. Perfect.
I've done that all day.
I know. So now we're gonna start garnishing with olives and feta cheese. I have a mixture here of olives. They're all delicious. You can use green, you can use Kalamata, anything that feels good. I just like to tear them up so that you get nice, crispy edges on these olives as the bread bakes. Those dimples that we just made are also going to be really beautiful little pools for our chimichurri olive oil after we bake this. You want to switch?
Yeah. Tradesies. I'm so excited about this. The chimichurri is always so beautiful on like anything that's been freshly baked and like has that sort of buttery quality.
100%. And if you wanted to make this vegan, you can just omit the feta cheese. You could also use sun-dried tomatoes, fresh seasonal tomatoes. Like there's so many delicious toppings for focaccia. Anything goes. If you wanted to leave it plain, you could do that too. And then I'm just gonna throw in a few whole olives as well because I really like that juicy pop. Just a couple. You wanna throw a couple in there with me?
A little tuck.
Those look so good. And just like we did with our pizza, less is more. So this is the perfect amount. We still want to see a lot of dough exposed here because that's going to get super, super crispy. We're going to bake this at a really high temperature for about 25 to 30 minutes. Once it comes out, we'll pour olive oil, chimichurri, and flaky sea salt all over the top.
Ooh, I'm so excited.
It's going to be so good.
Let's head to the oven.
You want to do the honors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, girl.
We got this.
Do you see this
Oh
jiggle?
my gosh, the jiggle. All right, y'all. We've been having a lot of fun while our bread's been in the oven, but we still need to make our topping. So we're gonna mix equal parts olive oil and our herby chimichurri. You wanna do the honors?
I would love nothing more.
All right.
All right. Let's get to squeezing.
Yep. Or as I like to call it, do
Doing
the
the
chimmy
shimmy.
shimmy. While she's doing that, I'm just gonna reach over, pour some olive oil in here. That looks great.
Awesome.
And like I said, use good quality olive oil because you're gonna taste it in every bite. We'll give this a little stir. Should I check on our focaccia?
Yes.
All right.
Let's see her.
Let
It
us
smells
see her
amazing
and all.
in here.
It really does. And that's what I'm saying. When it comes to like a party, you need this.
Yes. Ooh, gorgeous.
Okay, so this already smells and looks incredible.
Yes.
And now we're just gonna spoon our topping all over it. So
Okay.
basically we wanna just take this, give it a mix like every few spoonfuls just to make sure you're getting equal distribution of all those herbs.
Oh my God. This is so beautiful.
That was a really good reaction.
Sometimes I feel like Oprah. Like, I love bread. Like, does anybody remember
I
that commercial?
love bread.
I love bread.
Yes, 100%. Once our topping is on, Courtney's gonna hit it with a lot of flaky sea salt for that final salty crunch.
Amazing.
Ugh, yes, please. I live for salt. I even have a tattoo that stands for salt. That's how much I love it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I
Yeah.
have a tattoo of brown butter and like the Maillard reaction.
What?
And I just feel like butter and salt are kind of meant to go together.
I
so
mean,
like,
just like us. Ready to party?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oof. Do you see the crunch?
It's the end. Let's get it. Oh, we are.
I'm on my way, y'all. God, this is delicious. That was good. All right, everybody, claim your piece.
Toast to toast, baby.
Grab some plates. The honey is a delicious extra touch if you want to add that.